the red lights switch on the gantry. They go out, and who makes the best of the starts? It looks like Ben Short, number 71, on the right-hand side of your picture from pole position, that has again made the best of the starts. It's going to be Jordan Johnson slotting into second, and Oak Richardson in third as they sweep through Abbey for the first time. This big field of cars making their way through Abbey, and then they go through the left-hand curve at Farm and down to Village for the first time. It looks like Oak Richardson is up on the inside of Jordan Johnson there. The blue car with the yellow stars on it of Oak Richardson looked like that might be through into second place. We'll get a picture on that in a moment as they head towards the link, which will take them onto the hanging straight. And yes, Oak Richardson has made it into second place ahead of Johnson, and it looks like Matt Hallam in fourth position in the red car. There's a spinner there right in the middle of the pack, which they all managed to just about avoid. That is the 68 car of Stephen Robinson. He gets going again, but Ben Short is out in front at the moment, Marcus.
Yes, he is, coming down to Stowe Corner at the end of the long hanger straight. The BS Motorsport car, number 71, Ben Short ahead of Oak Richardson. Jordan Johnson coming back at him. The bright green car is in there as well, which is Michael Pearce, is it not? And it's into the Vale, very, very tight. A couple of ways through this when you're in a big pack of cars, and I think there's been a change there. Is that Hallam up in fourth place? I think it might well be the ex-single seater racer red car, but it is Matthew Hallam in the 44. But you've got one or two guys breaking out of the long train of cars up towards Abbey. It's Ben Short from Oak Richardson, Jordan Johnson, Matthew Hallam, Michael Pearce and Adrian Johnson there completed the top six. But Ben Short so assured out of the blocks. 22 there, going nicely. That's Adrian Johnson, second of the Johnson team cars, and out they come again onto the hanger straight, trying to avoid going up too high up that curb on the exit. But I saw one of the cars, a distinctive car, the maroon car there, which is that of Tomlinson, isn't it? Ian Tomlinson, unaccustomed as he is to running in 10th place.
Yeah, he was, where was he in yesterday's race? He was eventually 13th. He's the one that often runs up towards the sharp end. A bit of damage on the back of Matt Hallam's car there, like he's had a little nerf from behind and has just about dislodged the bumper. Hopefully that's not enough to attract the attention of the officials, who might consider that would require the meatball flag, the black flag with the orange spot, to let drivers know there's either something wrong with their car or bits hanging off it that needs to be attended to. Anyway, they turn their way now through Club Corner for the second time, what is probably going to be an 11-lap race.
The breakaway has started, Ian.
Yeah, indeed. Over the line, Short has gone.
But Short is missing from the timesheets.
He is. Yeah, there he's been slotted in now.
77 is off there. That's James McCutcheon, isn't it?
Yeah, he's stranded in the gravel trap. I think that's at Vale and the Club Corner sort of complex, isn't it? So we'll see if that requires any intervention of any kind. So although Ben Short has gone off into a sort of second-and-a-half lead at the end of 2 laps, it is still very tight for second place, with Richardson, Johnson, Hallam and Michael Pearce in very close proximity. Thomas Holland is a bit further back in 7th. He was 4th yesterday, but did progress as the race went on. The marshals there working hard to try and get McCutcheon's car out of the gravel trap, but I think it's going to be to no avail.
I think that was at Vale, wasn't it? To no avail at Vale.
And yellow flags, I think, waving. That's been acknowledged by Ben Short and others as well, as they come down to the scene of that incident. We obviously didn't see how McCutcheon managed to get into the gravel trap in the first place, whether it was on his own or with a touch from somebody else. So no overtaking at this part of the circuit, and we do now have the safety car as well. So safety car, I think, is going to pick them up on the exit of Abbey. I think the safety car's moved from its station at the end of the pit lane, and that will be to allow for the recovery of James McCutcheon's car. He started the race on the 12th row of the grid, having finished 24th yesterday. So this does, I suppose, provide some encouragement to the rest, because Ben Short's gap will be eliminated. Yeah,
the 1.3 second gap he'd built over the first couple of laps has been expunged, and it'll be interesting to see whether the competitors further down the order have their wits about them and actually rejoin and make this a full crocodile before the end of the lap. I don't think it's going to take too long to extricate McCutcheon's car from that gravel bed at Vale, but it would be nice to think that everyone is back where they should be in a line for the restart when the signal is given.
Yeah, I don't think it would take too much mechanical assistance to get that car moved, will it? And it's then not got far to go to
some
get
marshalling heft. That's all that's required.
Yeah, and I saw one car with wipers on there. I don't think it's raining, so that might have just been flicked on accidentally. So it's Ben Short leading, multiple champion as he has been in 5 Club. He won it in 2022, 2021, and prior to that 2017 and 2015 as well. And he's not done all of the sort of intervening seasons when he's not won it either. When he's competed a full season, he has usually come out on top.
Used to be very quick in historics as well, in the Jaguar E-Type.
Yeah, done a little bit of historic racing as well, hasn't it? But mostly known for his connection with the MX-5s, running the BS Motorsport team as well, which runs a number of cars for various different drivers in the championship as well. Jordan Johnson it is that's in 2nd place. Last year's champion, the HGV mechanic from Gloucester, been racing for 6 seasons now. Before he got into racing, had just done some track days, and he was looking to retain the 5 Club title this year. Well, Ben Short has made that hard work for him. He is in 2nd place in the points coming into this weekend, but he's yet to have a win this season. The only driver who's not Ben Short who has had victory is Oak Richardson. That was at Cadwell Park last time out, and that came after after Ben Short had to start from the back of the grid. Because all of his lap times were deleted from qualifying for exceeding track limits.
Got to try, haven't you?
And he certainly does. Oak Richardson, though, out there as well. He's a staunch supporter of the 5 Club Racing Championship as well. I think putting some money up to support the evening social events as well that happen in the paddock. Oak is from Preston Bizzett. He is the director of a garden centre, 29 years.
It's really close to here, very close to Buckingham.
Yeah, exactly. Home circuit for him. 3 years he's been racing in this and an MX-5 championship organised by another club. He's also done some drifting as well, and is looking to get into historic racing too for 2025. Not sure exactly what his plans are. And as we're hearing that the circuit is now clear at Vale, so hopefully we'll go racing again at the end of this lap. The car that he races, there it is, the blue car with yellow stars on it, is a car that he has built and prepared himself. So there you can see the McCutcheon car having been pulled out of the gravel, so that should be out of the way very soon indeed. That's the 63 car that we're seeing there, which is Stuart Dowson, who is the last car still circulating in 31st position, so we did get 32 starters in the end. Just a quick word as well for Martina Ward, who was the first lady driver home yesterday. The 36-year-old from Staplehurst in Kent, in her 2nd season of racing, came into 5 Club last year with no experience, but she's worked in Formula 1 in the R&D department of FOM for 2 years. Also spent many weekends at the track supporting what she describes as her faster half, David Ward, who competes in UK Time Attack in a Mini Cooper SR 56. But she's had some very good results in her first sort of season and a half of racing in 5 Club. Safety car lights are still on at this point. Normally they would go out well before the safety car was going to pull in, so maybe it's not quite ready to pull in at the end of this lap, because the pit lane exit where it would pull off is only about 150 yards up the road from here.
Yes, that's right. Right at the end of the Vale, you'll see a little cut off to the right into those wing pits that we're using this weekend. But the lights are still flashing for whatever reason.
Yeah, and it's not heading pit lane bound, is it? No, it's going.
Sad, because the timing's now down to 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, I imagine now that the circuit is clearer that it will be able to go a slightly quicker lap.
A 2-lap dash for cash at the end of it.
Yeah, so the last lap was a 2-minute 37 behind the safety car. What's this one going to be? 2:46, so it was a slower lap. So we have now nominally completed 5 laps of the race.
Yeah.
But I imagine the safety car will be able to get a little bit of a wriggle on now. to maximise the amount of time that the field will get. But realistically, it's going to be no more than 3 minutes, and maybe we might squeeze 3 laps.
It is the only car missing, so the one that's been extricated. So no, I saw yes, that the wipers going on the car that went out of our screen.
So we're on to lap 6 then. Ben Short, number 71, the leader then, from 17 out Richardson, 1 Jordan Johnson, 44 Matt Hallam, who did several seasons competing in the Castle Combe Formula Ford Championship, 70 Michael Pearce, 230 Thomas Holland, and 13 Scott Leach, 128 Samuel Gormer, Adrian Johnson, number 22 is 9th, and then in 10th place is number 9, Ian Tomlinson. It does look like it's a slightly quicker lap this time, doesn't it, from the safety car. So
hurry up.
Yeah, hurry up has been given. Safety car lights are now out, so it will pull off into the pit lane very shortly.
4 minutes to go.
So yes, we should get at least 3 laps out of this, shouldn't we? Now, yeah, probably will be 3 laps.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And I imagine that Ben Short will anticipate this very effectively. There goes the Renault Megane into the pit lane. That scoots off to the right, and here they are then turning into Vale and then onto Club. Power on nice and early, put those on the correct lines, and Ben Short it is from local man Oak Richardson, and defending champion Jordan Johnson in the grey car going with them, and Matt Hallam in 44, that red car in 4th place ahead of the distinctive car of Michael Pearce, the emerald green car number 70.
So down into Abbey for what is the 7th time, first time of asking after the restart. Ben Short's already got a length or so over Oak, which is further back. Ian Tomlinson looked like he was going to try and make a move on Adrian Johnson there, which would have put him 9th. And the move is being made by Thomas Holland in the 230 car. You can see that is a BS Motorsport run car. It's got the reverse livery to Ben Short, and he has gone through.
And Scott Leach is trying to do the same thing behind him. He's working hard in the blue car with the yellow nose.
So that's 5th position, that is. Cars stream their way through the link onto the Hangar Straight once again, and Short, yeah, is just pulling away, isn't he?
I think Jordan Johnson is quite close enough to the back of Oak Richardson. He was hidden there for a while on the Hangar Straight.
There's Short, and then the next 3 right together. That's Johnson, Richardson, Johnson, and Hallam. Hallam having a strong weekend here, and sticking with these podium contenders. He was 5th in the end in yesterday's race, lost out towards the end to Thomas Holland, who's the driver that's just wriggled his way to the front of the next pack. Scott Leach has so far failed to get past Michael Pearce, and he's got Samuel Gormer just behind him, and then Johnson and Tomlinson completing the top 10. But Short already at the end of just 1 lap after the restart pulled out a lead of 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. And there is Scott Leach in the blue car, who, when Michael Pearce popped out of the slipstream coming up towards us, did exactly the same, just trying to maximise every horsepower he has at his right foot.
So 1.5 minutes left to go. Probably will just squeeze 1 more lap at the end of this one. A lap and a half to go. Tomlinson running fairly wide there. You can see they all go quite deep over the edge of the sort of straight line, if you like, between the link and the Hangar Straight. But that's been permitted this year. I know we've had track limits issues in the past, but I think the situation with the track limits at that part of the circuit has been clarified for this season, which is a relief. Short
not able to break away quite yet. Up the outside, taking a look, perhaps opting for the cutback, is now Jordan Johnson.
Yeah,
he's got
ahead of Richardson, hasn't he?
Richardson 3rd, then the 2 red cars of Matthew Hallam and Tom Holland.
The whole pack seems to be closer together, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it was.
And Jordan Johnson, now he's got into that 2nd place. He's really taking this battle to Ben Short. It is the last lap now, just half a minute to go, and there's well, slipstreaming potential on the Hangar Straight, I'd say, but at the moment he's got past in. He's not waiting for that. And the big lock-up for Oak Richardson on the inside, and he goes off around the outside over the curves. Ben Short's coming back. Now Ben Short's quite wily. He probably didn't want to be leading on the on the hanger straight.
Yeah, and look, he's got a good exit out of the link there, so he'll pull alongside, I would think. He's not sitting in the toe, he's pulling alongside, he's getting on the inside line of Jordan Johnson. I think you'll find by the time he gets to Stowe Corner, he'll turn in ahead. Johnson willing the car, getting a bit of a hand almost from Richardson, it would seem, behind him as they turn into Stowe, but it is short with his literally just his nose ahead.
It's a bumper, isn't it? And that's about it. But on the inside now for Vale is Jordan Johnson. Is he close enough, or can Ben Short close the door?
And
at the outside, there's all sorts of things happening.
Yeah, Hallam was trying to go around the outside. He's going to get the inside of Johnson, who's been nudged, hasn't he? And Hallam's going to come through, and is Hallam going to win it here? He was fourth. It's door handle. Well, it's not door handle to door. It's panel to panel. But Hallam is going to come through and get his first win in the 5 Club Racing MX-5 Cup by 0.2 of a second. What a dramatic last lap and a half that was. Ben Short second. Richardson was third. Jordan Johnson did get a bit of a nudge, and that set him back to 6th place in the end. Scott Leach took 4th, Tom Holland 5th, then Johnson, Pearce. Michael Pearce was 7th, Sam Gormer 8th, Adrian Johnson 9th, and Ian Tomlinson 10th. But that last couple of corners,
they were all kind of essaying around until, of course, they got going after the safety car, and then all hell broke loose. But it was tremendous. Some great sort of tactical chess playing among the MX-5 races there. All get sorted pretty much within sight of the checkered flag.
Yeah, and Hallam was 6th in the championship coming into this weekend. I think his best result had been a 2nd, but he's now got his first win. Let's have a look at how he did that. Here's a replay of what happened, and here they are. First of all, coming up to Stowe Corner, talk us through what's happening here, Marcus.
Yeah, you've got on the outside, you've got Jordan Johnson, and he's not intimidated by Ben Short coming to the inside. You can see they break at about the same time. They turn in. At that point, Ben Short has recaptured the lead by about 3 or 4 inches, that's all. And down they come. We've got Johnson on the inside coming down into Vale. But up the outside has gone Hallam. And this is where there's seems to be some kind of touch. And I think the touch, it may not have been a touch, but at the end of the day, it certainly disadvantaged Jordan Johnson. And diving up the inside at that point of Ben Short came Hallam. And there was nothing that Short could do, even though he kind of kept his foot in and jinked to the right as he came through. But that was a fantastic finish, and congratulations to Matthew Hallam for taking that one, and really the second person this year to have beaten Ben Short in a straight fight.
Let's have a look at the result then. Confirmation that it was Matt Hallam that took the victory then. For 9 laps completed for him in number 44. He won by 0.2 of a second from Ben Short, number 71. Oak Richardson, number 17, was 3rd, then 13. Scott Leach in 4th place. Tom Holland, 2:30, took 5th. Then 6th was number 1, Jordan Johnson, who was in the lead going on to the final lap. Michael Pearce, number 70, was 7th. And of 1:28, Samuel Gormer, 22, Adrian Johnson, and 9, Ian Tomlinson. Then it was Matt Pettifather Neal, Martin Vernon, and the Lawrences, Jack followed by Scott. Outside of the top 14, a bit further down the order, we saw in 15th place Ben's father Matthew Short, Nico Favreau. Amy Worthington had a better race than yesterday, where she fell to the back of the grid. She beat Martina Ward on this occasion, but only by about 0.2 of a second. And Mary Barnard then was in 19th place ahead of Neil Burrows, and then Charles Vye, Alex Quatchty, Philip Barrett, Andrew Robinson, Stephen Robinson, Paul Barnard, Charlie Brisker, and the rest of them. A great race that we had. 31 cars finished the race as well, so I'm sure we're going to have a full grid for later on, assuming that James McCutcheon's car can be tidied up after its gravelly moment at the Vale there. So more Mazda MX-5s later on. They're going to be out at around about 5 to 4 this afternoon. There's still 4 races to come up before the lunch break, including hot hatches, which come up next. But we're hoping very shortly that we will be able to head down to the Parc Ferme area and here with our top 3 drivers from that race. And Kieran McGinley is our man on the spot to do that today. So we'll head down to Kieran McGinley in the pit lane to speak to our race winner, Matt Hallam.
Oh, what a finish. What a race that was towards the end then. And in all of that, I can't actually see our race winner down here, Matthew Hallam. So I'll do my best to find who we have got down here. Well, who we do have down here is Ben Short, who's... where's Ben? Where's he gone? Oh, I've lost him now. Oh, Ben's over here. Will you be able to reach over here? Let's find out. Ben, would you be able to come over? Ben, just with the stream here, second place for you. I mean, What a final few laps that was from the safety car restart. What was that from your point of view?
I think someone made a mistake, which obviously has changed the outcome of the result. But we'll have to see how that pans out. But yeah, not very happy about it.
Not very happy, but it's still good form for you this season, still good points and still another race. So what do we take into this afternoon?
Calm everything down a bit, I think. Yeah, just everyone needs to remember we're here to have fun and everyone wants to go home safe with a straight car.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so coming into the next race then, sort of, you know, obviously you'll be hoping to keep up the good form. You had the good bit of pace. What happened after the safety car restart?
Basically, Jordan and Oak were working together down the straight, bump drafting to take a bit of time out of me and just slowly but surely down the back straights. You know, it's a long way down there. It's got to be the best part of half a mile, if not more. So, yeah, they just sort of eked a little bit of time out, but that's Mazda racing. That's the way it's meant to be. You work in pairs to take a little advantage. If you're pushing the wind out the way yourself, it's nowhere near as efficient. Yeah, so they just chewed a little bit of time out of me, and then, yeah, last lap ball came out. I knew it was going to be on.
Going to be up. Well, congratulations on the second place, Ben. We'll let you hydrate and get some water in you. I think I've just heard in my ear that we've got cars on track, so I'll hand it back to our commentary team.